Okay. Okay. Hi everybody. I'm Rabbi Palin. It's really been a fun almost 2 weeks being your son's Rebbe, and so far it's always been great. It's just been we've had a wonderful time. We've actually learned something too this first few weeks, and I was speaking to my father, who's a teacher in Baltimore, Maryland, and they just started today. So we've really been able to take advantage of these last few weeks. It was the first time I ever taught about the month of Av. We actually had on the calendar, it said Av, and yeah, it's been fun, and the mission will continue to be fun. Starting off, I talk all day. I'm in front of kids all day. I do have stage fright, and in front of adults, I don't know, it's more intimidating. So you see my hands shaking, you see my knees, you hear my knees, clicking together. Just please bear with me. I gave out a packet. Oh, first of all, if you saw part of the video, I will be posting it up on my website, which I didn't write down on the sheet. But the website it's www.rebbe, it's pretty small, rebbe.net. REBBI.net. And there'll be different times I'll try to usually, if we do post something up, I'll try to email you, let you know that it's up. Right now, there's the original version of the video up there, and hopefully tonight I'll upload the one that has pictures of today also that was showing over here. Okay, what I included in the packet, I included a couple, just basically a basic outline of what I'm going to talk about today. And then I included in the back, I included just the official curriculum of what happens in second grade. You'll see it's like the third page in. And then you'll see the final page is just a little note, a letter from your child to you, which not that they actually wrote. I mean, a child's letter to parents, just little things. I thought it was cute. I thought it was practical. You'll see it. Okay, starting off, and the other introduction I have to give. The other introduction I have to give is it's exciting teaching second grade because I trained in second grade. I spent 1.5 years student teaching in second grade, and always imagined that. And when I got 6th grade 5 years ago, it wasn't what I wanted to do, and ended up loving it. And Baruch Hashem, I have no regrets, and maybe one day I'll go back to it. But the second grade is really like where I learned how to teach. The other grade I always taught was 3rd grade. And I always told the 3rd grade parents and the 3rd grade boys, this is really the beginning of being a big kid. And I always felt like that. Coming into 2nd grade, I have to say, it's really the last year of being a little kid. You go out, I love it. I go up to recess and you look on the sports field and you don't see them. They're all on the playground still. And this is it. I'm telling you, enjoy your kid this year. Enjoy it because you'll enjoy him next year too. But you'll see that they go to big kid stage. The 3rd grade, 4th grade, 5th grade until they hit. It's like the I don't know the official term, whatever it's called, but the older kids before they hit that teenage years. So this is really the end of that being a little kid. It's fine. I'm sorry to say I have a 2nd grade girl. My oldest is in 2nd grade, and I said to myself like my oldest is in 2nd grade, and I said, yeah, but my kid will always say, no, it's not going to happen.
Not going to happen.
Fine. Okay, so starting off, we're just to the official introduction is really. Please feel free to sit down or the chairs. There's a welcome packet over here. There's a sign-in sheet which we'll talk about after if you didn't sign in. Okay, starting off, I really look at school as a pyramid almost. Like you have the parent, student, teacher triangle or pyramid, however you want to call it, and it's really what happens in school. Or let's start off. What happens with the student? The parents have to deal with. The parents have to have the responsibility to raise, and the goal is to let's raise them into educated, good Torah Jew, a good adult. And then whatever happens at home goes to the teacher also, and the teacher has to do their part in educating the kid. And in the end, it goes back to the student. The student has to do their part in education. It's really. It's just we're all involved, and it ends up that we really work together. And it has to be communication between the parents and the teacher and the student, and it has to be. You have to know what's going on in my class. I have to know what's going on at home, and let's work to make sure that really happens. You'll see I send out emails. I guess I shouldn't tell you my faults, but to make the phone calls, I find like I mean to, and it just doesn't happen. If everything's smooth, I end up not calling. I'm great on the email. I'm great on the newsletter letting you know what happens. please call me, because the parents that advocate for their kids end up, I shouldn't say this, but the parents who make that phone call, you end up just being back in touch more. You're going to see, I send them a newsletter every week. I try to send them homework emails. Eventually, I usually drop the parent locker and just go straight to the Google email, and I'll eventually get that up. Everyone's email in there. And I really try to keep you informed of what's going on. I try to take the pictures. But again, let's make sure that we have the back and forth this year. And you're the parents of your kid. It's funny saying this again. I shouldn't say this. I have Baruch Hashem 2 classes of kids to call. If there's something concerning you, call me. Drop me an email. Call me. I get my voicemail messages. I call back. I'm good in that way. You're just going to find that my fault. Just that the nights are so busy, and I finally sit down, and all the kids are in bed, and I'm working, and I can't call you at 11:30 at night. I can email you at 11:30 at night, or 1:30 in the morning, whatever it is. Hopefully not. But so please feel free to call me. I will get back to you. I will definitely, if there's an issue, I definitely call. Sometimes I just call for a nachas call. I wish I could say I call everybody every single week. I just don't. It doesn't happen. It doesn't. I mean to, and the feelings there. Please, again, I shouldn't even say it. One of the things I shouldn't say. That by me, it frustrates. I'm saying it because it frustrates me. Okay. Okay. Just click the pyramid. Okay. Fine. The learning in class. What we try to do is, my goal is get them to love it. Let's not really trick them into learning it, but let's make it so much fun. Let's make it that they're having a blast, they're having a good time, and hey, I didn't even realize that I learned something. And we do it in so many different ways in the classroom. I put up a couple little things. The pictures are not from this year with the presentation, but I put up a couple little things that we do. You'll see the flash. These are every pasuk gets the cards, and we get the kids manipulating it on the board. We use the projector. Might be wondering, I have a Wiimote. It's basically a make-your-own smartboard. We don't play the Wii. I don't own the Wii. It's a make-your-own smartboard where I can actually come up and I can get the kids to write on the board electronically. It goes on the computer. We play different games. We take videos. We take pictures. The idea is that we really come out that they have a good time, and at the end of the day that they learn. Going further, next thing on the fine. So now what do we actually learn? So Chumash. What I do in Chumash is, first of all, we learn Parshas Lech Lecha, and they already had learned the first parak last year in the first parak of Lech Lecha, which is parak Yud Beis, in first grade. So we go into parak Yud Gimel, and we start from the beginning of parak Yud Gimel. You can see today's pasuk was pasuk Gimel we had done. It's usually more spread out on the board, and we figure out the pasuk together. What I do is I kind of use the Chumash as a base of sort of like all the skills come from the Chumash, whether it's the building of the vocabulary, whether it's the hashkafa of the story, whether it's verb conjugation, taking apart words, putting them back together. It happens to be, there's so many different skills that come out of the Chumash, and it's really what they need. And we use it for Kriya, we use it for, I'd say it's probably 70%, 60 to 70% of what we do is from the Chumash, but we use it in like so many different ways. And obviously the goal is that they should understand what's going on. The goal is that they should be building a vocabulary of words. We build on Rabbi Shopper's vocabulary of words. A lot of you sent in the cards. A lot of people just didn't have them anymore. So we are building a new vocabulary word list. Some are going to double, some are not going to double. Happens to be his list was very, very comprehensive. So most of the words that we're hitting in Parshas Lech Lecha are the words that he's had so far. So we add one here, we do 3 that they're familiar with, and at the end we'll have a list of it won't be 75 words, it'll be 150 words that they'll have to take it into 3rd grade. I spent the whole year trained in something called differentiated instruction, which to me is fascinating. Where what I learned to do, and I've done this again a couple of years ago, so I'm doing this in 3rd grade. It's not like brand new that I'm doing it for the first time. Where you kind of divide the class up into different groups, and you have different levels, and you kind of give each one like a checklist of things to do, and the boys work together to figure it out. But you're able to, and then I sit with like individual groups, and the kids who are ready for the Rashi letters and could do the Rashi, kids who just need help, okay, reading, sit and do the reading with that group, we get kids who are ready for just what's going on, and I sit with that group also, and then kind of round robin it. We'll probably start more, haven't started that yet, we're going to be starting more after the Chagin, as we get past Rosh Hashanah and Kippur Sukkos, we'll get into that, but it's something where the kids really come out, especially with the third graders last 2 years, they really come out like excited to do it. They check off one thing, check off the next thing. Look, I did it, Rebbe, I did it. Look, now I have to go to the Chavrusim. Now we have to switch. Now we have to, and there's it's basically a whole checklist of things that they have to do on the psukim, with the goal of them being able to eventually take apart a lot of the psukim themselves. I also feel like, having been a third grade Rebbe, I feel like I have like this vision of, I know where the kids have to be. It's like they have to get there. So like, and the goal is, how do we get them there? And that's what we're working on this year. So in Rashi letters, we introduced the Rashi letters this year. We don't go so into it. Your son won't be learning the actual Rashis. It's more a third grade thing, but it's definitely to know what the Rashi letters are. That hopefully by the end of the year we'll pick that up. Sometime after Pesach or before Pesach is when we'll start going into that. That's Chumash. In Dikta, which is also taken out of Chumash a lot, the goal is, a lot of the things that we said is to recognize the Shirashim, different vocabulary list. I'm never going to give them a list that has this many words, but these are like the list that I have, and I take from there, and like, I don't know if you saw tonight's homework, so we're focusing this week on seven Shirashim, which a lot of them they were familiar with, and then we take it from there. We try to keep it cumulative that they'll have them, that we'll review them, they'll be up on the board.